And for old time's sakes, even though it'll be loud as fuck, I was turned away, wheeled away from the fucking mic, and I bet it's still popping.
Yep.
So, another session of Rescue at Raxis. There's still excitement, there's still verve. We've been doing this for quite a while now. We're only a few months away from doing this for 2 years.
Oh god, what am I doing with my life?
Well, I mean,
Playing
this is...
D&D?
Yeah, this is your useful portion of it.
Yeah, but what about the other, 21 hours?
I'm only your DM, not your counselor. But,
It's all good. We're still having fun.
yeah.
We are still having
Our characters are still friends.
Just dead silence. Our characters are still friends.
Yep.
Silence.
This is the party that doesn't believe in friends.
Oh, they believe in friends, just not ones that they work with, apparently. So far, Castelli at least seems to believe in friends.
I do.
And the power of friendship.
Quite powerful
I
friendship,
had
yeah.
a perfectly sociable meeting with Castalia recently. I went and visited her at work.
But it was an actual conversation.
And I had a nice dinner date with her and her boyfriend.
He wasn't salty at all.
Not
And a
awkward,
new avenue
no.
of businesses opened.
Oh, he was just nicely awkward. That little moment of, maybe this ship has sailed. So, what all happened last time?
Well,
Cornelius tried to commit suicide.
Why when you put it like that?
well,
Oh, it's
not
true.
entirely willingly.
I'm so happy that we had that happening with most of the group, and then Castalia and Congrats just had a nice, peaceful date on the other side of town. Meanwhile, other side of the party, let me have the knife! It needs to end!
We have the knife! Would you like another scone?
Yeah. We have the sitcom moment happening. There's montage music
Yeah,
playing.
And then Lorna and Pufflesworth got some training. That also transpired.
Sort of, yeah.
What do you mean, sort
it's
of? I had
some.
training.
And then we had the discussion with the Foggle Clumps. And we are also trying to remember whether or not what information we actually divulged. If we actually managed to mention the cistern or not.
Yep. We mentioned the cistern.
Oh yeah, but to the rest of the town, because he doesn't want to go down there if the city guard is down there. Because he might
I
get
thought
executed.
I thought we decided that they didn't know about that.
Well, the question is, Congress might have another idea about it. So that's why I say I'm not sure we remember it correctly.
Yeah, that's why I said, think specifically. What specific details did you give him? Anything unmentioned, we'll bring up at a later time.
And I was saying I can't remember what we did with small talk.
But, where we left off, well, it was sort of winding down a little bit to the evening. You'd gotten your invites, that was the main topic to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I need to bring up
So
some
it
sheets just in case.
So it was the Borans and
And the Fern Wests.
Fernwest, yeah. Can you mention who their allegiance was with the Knights? Because I don't think I managed to write that down exactly.
Well, you know that the boar hens are for the Cerule. Because you have not forgotten their daughter at all. She's been really at the forefront of Cornelius' mind. Plus the handkerchief is blue, so, you know.
Okay. And the far west was...
other
what was
side,
the other?
Unknown.
Pink. Oh, we don't know. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He was only able to convey a few bits and pieces. Let's see here. Let's open up a notepad and hope it doesn't break my microphone. Testing, testing. Okay, that's still good. Because that's what apparently did it last time, where it just killed my microphone for opening up notepad.
Wasn't the knights who had the pink color? That was the one we had the...
Yeah, that's the azales.
Yeah,
You know, azalea for flower.
How do you spell that, by the way?
All the others are the Cerule for cerulean. What? What was the laugh for?
Well, I asked you how do you spell azalea, and then it was just like you entirely ignored it and just went on.
Well, no, I typed
it's
it.
in the Roll20.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just,
Oh, you want azalea? There you go. There's
a...
azalea spelt.
Thank you.
It just sounded like you entirely ignored me just to answer that you didn't know how to spell it or something.
Well, no, it's just might as well type it.
Yeah.
Let's hang on. Let's throw in some bits here just to flush out that pop-up that comes up. Okay. So yeah, winding down the evening. I think everyone's back in place. I'm trying to remember now.
Yes, if I recall correctly, didn't Castalia and Congrats show up right around the time that Cornelius was coming down off of wanting to kill himself?
Yes.
Just double checking because the map or token is still elsewhere.
Actually, no, it was just Kurgatz. I think Castalia was just going back to work. Kurgatz came back because he had to jump off his his stuff, so he just went into the room, topped off, and then left again. Not asking
Yes,
what
and then it was the Fuggle clumps that showed up.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone gathered for
Now
that.
we are all at home and at night.
Yeah. Good time to converse as a party and bond. So let's go to morning.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I mean, you've learned a lot of things here. Last week or 2 weeks ago. Anyway, it's a good time to discuss that sort of thing. So everyone dig out your notes, which I'm sure you're all taking. Right?
I have some. I wrote down every one of those family of Raxis that you mentioned.
Those who
So I
haven't,
don't think-
right now, Scotch is better than you.
Although it is very much just me trying to keep up with, as you kept mentioning. I didn't want to start stopping you, so it's kind of incomplete. I just have the names of the family.
Yeah, but luckily we're not a grade school, so feel free to ask questions.
Yeah.
There's no stigma to it. Because I try to keep the fantasy names reasonable and also they're easier to remember, but I'm also juggling around a bunch of them. I've had the name Tabaxi.
The Borans, the Fernwest, the Lamarches, the Devonies, the Malost, Austins, Torov, Renenbach, Beauclerk, Fellowwinder, Smith, and Baron Wolef Tristione Clementis Hofner III, head of the Assail.
Yep. Also, don't forget about the mighty Gardrak Alderfist.
Well, I have Caragrim, Captain of the Guard.
Yes.
You know what's great? He doesn't remember that name. Braider, that was an alternate name you gave for Malgern. That was his alias.
Was
Still
it?
has
Yeah,
responded.
when you guys signed up with fake names at one point.
Oh. Oh, that's awkward.
So let's get to a nice RP conversation where I can just sit back and relax. So go ahead.
Yeah, let's see how long that lasts. Any case, so we have a decision to make. We finally have a foot in the door with the nobles. We have 2 invitations. We have a family from the Borans and and an invitation from the family of Fernwest. We know that the Borans are in allegiance with the Cerulean Knights. That's worth considering. They're also the owners of the farmlands. The Fernwest, on the other hand, the allegiance are unknown, and they are mostly in the vineyard business.
So they'd be your direct competition. Are you planning to know your enemy to keep your friends close and your enemy closer?
Probably not like that.
He's just wishing their daughter had tossed him a handkerchief.
Mhm.
That's a family he could get behind. A wine family.
The question will be more, who does everyone else feel they want to go with?
I suggest dividing and conquering.
I don't think that's going to be possible, as you might notice the invitation on the names on the invitations.
They are also slated at the same time and day, which is a couple of days away.
Well, we were brought here to do something, so we should likely go to our allies for that.
Well, we do not know if the Ceruleans are our allies. We just know that they are the one we have less bad encounters with. They just have the better reputation. Can someone get the door?
How typical. He notices, but he delegates.
I'll get up and open the door. I don't mind.
Hello, friend.
Huh.
Zorzel and Castelli, as one of you opens the door and the other pretends he's helping, you see a knight dressed in blue, helmet off, familiar features, although a little bit bandaged up, and in one hand a bundle of flowers. It's tall green.
Uh-oh.
Do we tell him?
Ring gets up. All right, I think it's probably time for me to go check the kitchen. I book it into the kitchen.
You know what you just done there? You've removed yourself from being interactable in this scene. No bonus points.
Tall green. It's been a while.
Yeah, well,
It's been a bit.
yeah, I just came back from the front, actually. Oh, these are for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congrats, just peering a little bit in the chair, but he's creaking underneath his weight. Yes, so I'm sorry I haven't been able to, oh, you have company, is, he on board with this?
Yes.
Oh, right then. May I come in?
Cornelius is also wondering, he is?
Certainly.
Yes, there's a little bit of a limp, but he hasn't got anything to support him right now. And the armor still looks pretty good condition. Just a few places where you can see a bit of dressing is underneath the lining. Yes, so sorry I haven't been much help lately. Got my orders called up. Although, thankfully, they smashed through our camp, so I'm back in town.
The orcs are getting more aggressive?
Oh, much nastier. I saw a few orcs, but after that I've seen things that are orc-shaped. And those are the things that tore us... Well, I don't want to... They tore the camp apart. Honestly, casualties were pretty light, just meaningful. For most part, most of our cavalry's gone from that unit, but only a few won't be serving again.
Rain finally comes back in, figuring, okay, I guess the awkwardness is probably done.
At which point Castalia sits on Congrats' lap, and the awkwardness starts again. No, it's just a business conversation.
Oh yeah.
He has a business conversation where he shows off the flowers for one person.
Yeah.
They're for me, right?
Yeah, Congrats gives a little glance at the flowers, but he's not saying anything.
Right underneath.
So, how goes?
Fairly well.
We
Let's just
fixed that that issue with the poor district.
Oh,
The slums.
that would explain it. I managed to catch one of the. I heard you guys got an invitation to the boar hens.
Yep.
two, in fact.
Oh, there was a second.
Some
I only
invitation.
I knew Johansson. He was one of the guards for the Herald. Despises the little turd. But yes, he told me that's this house, and he saw me enter it a few times. So that's useful.
What exactly are your feelings on the Borans and the Fern West?
Boar hens are a lovely family. Their daughter is still out there. I haven't heard anything from that part of the battlefield. She was more southerly than I am, so that's to our benefit. A large part of the problem is more sort of northeast. And we're getting more problems from the north as well. A lot more Alchemians. They're a nice family. Had dinner a few times. Not overly pompous, although like they don't have much of a manner, but instead they focused all their work on entertainment. They have a coliseum behind their manor.
Interesting.
It's pretty big. It was built so we could have jousts and whatnot on it. I've managed to get silver a few times.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad, especially with the nags I've been stuck with. I'm not great with horses, better with something with wings. But nice people, as far as I can tell. Don't forget, though, I'm not really in the politics side of what's going on right now, so I've been spared any of that from them. Yes, I suppose I should bring that up. Any of you familiar with succession and whatnot?
I am somewhat familiar.
Well,
Vaguely, yes.
here, basically every noble family has their place in the list of who will be next on the throne. I'm trying to remember if I told you this or not, but Volif, great mighty Volif, he's been going around trying to muscle in. He was going around the front, in fact, muscling down on various captains and higher-ups and making them sign that they will not be placing their placing their foot into the rank of succession. They will, what's the right word for it? Abdicate. In order to put his name higher up the list. He's trying to do it until he's just the only name on the list.
Well, that's an interesting predicament.
I can tell you, it was stimulating to have him ride in with all of his great, heavy armored cavalry, and all they focused on was signing that contract, and then they left before the battle started. Mind you, far as I can tell, he's got no interest in fighting this war right now.
It seems he's more interested in the political side of the war.
Yes, unfortunately, I imagine this is why a lot of these elite fighters of the city is not on the battlefield. You leave too many outside, and you won't have anything in case things turn ugly when they just want to decide they are the one who should be the next ruler.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really hampering us right now because our standing captain, he is demanding that we fight off the orcs. We show, good strong showing. We're the defensive realm. We're loyal to the crown. But it also means we still have to leave about half our guys in the city, or else we're going to lose all of our position to the Azales. Not that they're doing anything, mind. It's just, it's hard to keep a barracks when there's no one there. And just accidentally it can fall into the hands of the other Night Company. Even if no real bloodshed, but a couple of black eyes maybe. And a coin purse stolen. Or misplaced. So we kind of have to keep our footing. Plus, so far he hasn't come into the noble quarter yet. He's only been dealing with nobles who leave the city. Because after all, once we get into the noble district, colors are gone. In theory. Still, it's not all bad. We have a war going on.
I don't know. Usually wars tend to be very unpleasant in their own right.
Oh yes, this is turning strange.
Well, at least with a war, you at least know which side is against you. It's another thing when you know you have someone who might be your enemy, but none of you have yet to.
Well, that's the thing. We thought we knew what the enemy was. It was the orc. It was Grabnadger the Choker, the orc warlord, and his clan, his tribe. But a lot of the stuff that's charging out towards us is orc in theory. Some of them have these massive horns, huge blades as well. A lot of half-breeds as well. Ogre and ogre, or orc and ogre half-breeds, I mean.
Speaking of that, can you start looking through some of his pockets, and we found this interesting thing when we're helping your druid friend. The note with the assassination order for the orc commander-in-chief, or second in command.
Huh. Well, Kariga. Got a vague memory of her. I mean, I think she was one of the signers of the truce way back. Amazing she's still alive. Orcs don't, well, for various reasons, orcs don't live long. I guess if they're just strong enough, they can keep going. Oh, that's right. Truce was signed, and then there was a wedding. I remember that one now. Well, I remember hearing about it. I'm a half elf, but I'm not that much of a half elf. Yeah, the truce was signed, and there was a temporary marriage as well. The dwarf captain of the Azales, Karagrim, I think. Those two tied the knot. That was part of her conditions for having the truce.
Huh.
I guess if she signed that there, then obviously Grabnadger doesn't want anything to do with that. That handwriting, though, not very orcish. Mainly, they don't.
This was, yeah, because this was in the hands of the knights, I believe.
Colors on them? Or one of mine or the others?
Can't remember the colors now.
They weren't. They were just knights.
No. No, they were just plate armored. That was about as much as we know.
But if they kill her... probably the concussion is making me struggle to think about this one. mean,
Well,
she
don't
signed the
have to
truce in the
immediately
past, so
find
if
an
they kill her, then that gets rid of dissent.
Question is though,
Why would they want that? Yeah.
well, the question is also, is she necessarily the same one, or is that her daughter?
Couldn't say. Even though it was a truce sign, they lived peacefully in the lands. We didn't mingle. Well, my family and others of slightly longer ear persuasion did not mingle. Peacetime and all that, but not welcome. So I can't really say. Plus, if she was a big orc matron, then she wouldn't be anywhere accessible to just casual travelers. Orcs, they raise their brood in caves and stuff that they carve out themselves. They keep very, very strong protection of their young and, well, their kids. Why am I saying young? They're people as well. Of their kids, and then a lot of the really old orc women, they tend to get almost albino because they just don't go out into the sun. They stay in the caves to protect. I've heard they're fearsome as hell.
That might imply that there was a meeting that they were heading to.
Didn't we fight a pale orc? Gave Malgren the bad touch.
You fought orcs that have, well, like the shamans have shown up being very pale and usually painted in bone colors as well.
Then yes, we have fought a couple.
Pale orcs?
Yes, there was one by the hill with all the giants that would throw rocks at passerbys.
Alright, normally you see them as their own warband. They don't usually... Like, you see female orcs on the battlefield just as much as the men, but when it comes to the matrons, they're usually their own thing.
No, this wasn't a matron. This was,
Shaman.
yeah.
Yeah, that's been another strange one. So you've seen a few of those guys, huh?
Mm-hmm.
More than a few, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've noticed them too. They've got depth perception. That's not right. An orc shaman is meant to get rid of his eye in order to, praise Grumsh. We're not seeing any of the usual symbols. Not an expert on it, but, you get accustomed to seeing certain things, and not been seeing a whole lot of Grumsh symbols or anything else really that's identifiable. And then there's these bigger orcs with the horns. I don't think that's an orc tiefling.
I'm starting to wonder if that relates any with our friends with that lovely, lovely bone skeleton.
Come to think of it,
I'm sorry, can we take a moment? Can we just have all the people arranged at the table look at Rain for saying bone skeleton?
sure.
Bone skeleton ball.
A
And
skeleton
add the word
ball.
ball at the end. Yes. It was a giant ball with a bunch of skeletons, and it would roll down hills, and it was not very pleasant if you got stuck in it.
No, they haven't had any of the undead in their midst.
But we do remember the Alchemians, when they were attacking, some of them had horns.
Oh yeah, and they're mingling in pretty well. Although theirs are more like a deer's. Although, I mean, we put down a few of them and found out some of them were just like, they strapped antlers or branches to their heads, and some of them were growing through the skull. The bigger ones tend to have an actual growth of horns in them, but it was generally like branches. It was generally like a tree growing in them, as opposed to the horns of these bigger orcs. Those have been terrifying as well. Some of them have been getting as big as the orcs. Very strange to see in an elf. I mean, we managed to knock out a couple and, try to get questions out of them, but there's no brain to them. Not the ones they send at us.
These are certainly strange times.
Yeah, I mean, nothing should... Like, anything coming from Alchemia, that's not been for a long time. That kingdom was dead. Remember, we used to tell
I think
stories
it's
about
far
the...
less dead than was implied.
Well, we used to tell... I mean, remember it was like stories of it's, if you walked out at nights, an Alchemy might sneak out and snap you up. That's the kind of way they were talked about. They weren't talked about it like a people. They didn't really... They didn't look to exist anymore. I'm inclined to say this is the first time since probably Ermom's age that they've actually been walking around here. And they've really... like, it's hard to see them as people now. Especially with all that vine shit growing in their heads. Oh! I should have introduced myself, sorry. I'm Tall Green Fellowwinter of the Cerule Knights, as he extends a hand to Congrats. With an arm 3 times the size of Tall Green's, and the hand wrapping around. Yeah, Congrats, Mullacrag.
Yes, we met him inside the hall quarters.
The slums.
That's amazing you managed to wrap all that up. I suppose that's why the invite.
It was a hag.
And 2 Onis.
He's wide-eyed at this point.
It was also a male hag.
Can't believe things like that got into the city. Into the kingdom. Huh.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think it's all that hard. He just had to look normal.
I suppose. It's just horrible to hear that, you know, creatures in the Tales of Nightmares would actually just be in the city.
Sounded like he was also quite well as disguising himself as a human being.
Can barely hear you, Scotch.
He also sounded like he was very adept at disguising himself as a human being.
Still, though, that's a heck of a thing to find out is in your home.
Could have gotten into the sewer system.
Well, I mean, if he's in disguise, he could have just walked through the gate as well. Would have been
Sure, I
around.
didn't notice any anti-magic checks.
We don't really have. I mean, you saw what we had.
Yeah, with the history.
But if they've nothing to suspect, then yeah. Even then, they could have just easily scaled the walls. I've heard Oni fly.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Well, I should be thinking of doing things that are a bit more useful and a bit more positive, huh?
I mean, thank you for coming by and telling us you were right.
And the update on the political information.
Also, you were out on the front. As far as I'm concerned, that was pretty useful.
I wasn't that far out. I wasn't on the full front, that's the problem. They just managed to smash through several lines in just a blitz. They're not showing any regard. I mean, normally what you hear about orcs is that they don't, but it's just brute force. And it's starting to work. We can't... Even with the mercenary companies, we're not really getting the bodies up there that we need. But we are getting close to winter, so maybe they'll ease off at that point.
Well, hopefully you can still get supplies through your harbor.
Oh, that's no problem at all. It's actually an inland route that leads up to Catalai. That place pretty prosperous, pretty year-round tropical. You wouldn't think it's actually just a couple weeks' journey from Icewind Dale. It's just surrounded by tundra on all sides. Well, of course, except for the water route. Have you guys heard about the place yet?
Can't say we have.
Yeah, apparently it was it's its own little kingdom set up by a gold dragon, turning just absolute frozen wasteland into a tropical town where apparently things are a lot more free and enjoyable there. Like Miss Castalia's outfit wouldn't look amiss for just normal citizenry. There's a slight from Congrats behind you, Castalia. I should probably get going, though. I don't want to hang around too much.
Alright then, as Cornelius steps up, let me at least follow you to the door.
Also for fun, there's something to reveal here, because someone is coming through the door at the same time. As Tall Green is being ushered out, in steps the new upgraded Orbinson.
Oh god.
Because I managed to find a token that is pretty much fucking identical to his old art.
Oh god, that's great. That's fucking great.
Hang on, I'll leave just for fun. I'll put that one in the stream as well. So, Orbinson's token is from one of the old Dragon magazine covers where it has some dude booking it from Vicious Turtles. Then I just found some artwork. It was like pirate themed, I think, but just has the same kind of guy and expression.
So he has lost some of his jaw.
Unfortunately, he's not a half-orc in the token, but hey, it's hard to find those.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Tall Green's usher. Miss Castalio, dinner's still on offer. Hmm.
And Rain is going back into the.
Not for a couple days, I'm afraid.
Congrats looks a little bit... Ah, yes, well, I might as well rest up anyway.
Indeed, especially if you're working off a concussion.
Yeah, just gonna go home and hope I don't fall asleep. I'm joking. I have company. It's fine.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be sitting back at the Temple District. Have a good evening, you lot.
You as
Take
well.
care.
Take care.
And Orbinson steps in beside him. Hey,
Ah, Robinson.
guess I say
Back.
hello, everyone, since I'm staying here.
I put
Greetings.
my head out to check to see if he's gone. Oh, hello.
Yeah. So which one of you owns the place?
We're renting.
Oh.
I make a motion to Cornelius and Rain.
Well, okay, this makes it simple. And you each get a silver piece.
You don't have to.
Oh, right then.
Yes,
And he
this-
takes the silver piece out of Cornelius's hand. I just thought it...
Yeah.
Well, this, I guess this covers my food.
Oh, don't you worry about that. The house was burned down. You can stay here.
Exactly. I give the coin back.
Oh, alright then. Yeah. Thanks. I'm gonna go to bed, though. It's been a busy day. Got a new job, though.
What a...
Awesome.
They accepted you back at the Couriers?
Oh, no. They didn't take me back at all after I was gone for so long. No, instead, they put me onto the arena down by the docks.
Oh.
And waiting staff.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, as he just looks down at him, he just
Oh.
looks down at his scrawny, lanky self in Shinnigan trousers, and then looks at you, Cornelius. Yeah, waiting
That's
staff.
why he was worried for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just bar staff. You know, I've managed to earn a few tips just giving advice. There's some strange guys down there.
I
Oh,
would imagine so.
Oh yeah, there's a dragonborn bigger than you, congrats. Not surprising. Well, I thought it was. I mean, he's huge. A couple of tabaxi. Haven't seen many of them roll in as mercenaries. Few horned ladies. Yeah, okay then. He just starts shuffling away. He's just the kind of guy who doesn't know how to end a conversation.
So just like the rest of the party.
So, night all.
Bye.
Good night.
Couple of days.
Yeah, that's yep. All right, I'm gonna go on up to bed. Goodbye.
yes.
As he just looks at the flowers that are still in her hand. Didn't know I was sharing.
I just got invited to dinner. I don't see beyond that.
He brought you flowers.
That's right, folks. It's gonna be a Castalia episode.
I mean, I invited you for dinner as
I was
well,
there
but
Torchlight 3.
just he brought you flowers and, you know, nothing going on, is there?
Well, we had one date, and then Adagoon came up to discuss the twig blights. And then we set off on that adventure, and Robert went off to the front lines.
Oh.
How many weeks ago was that?
Quite a few, actually.
Must have been about almost 2 weeks ago, I think.
Alright then. So, should we go to bed? You've never,
Wait, 'cause
Cornelius,
I
you've never
have
seen
worked
someone
with you.
so large be that uncomfortable.
Yeah. Hi, Castelli. May I have a word with you in private?
Certainly.
Besides, when is the last time you've checked on your horse? Now that I think about it.
You've had your neighbor look after him.
Yes.
Yes, but when has she looked at her horse?
Weeks.
Yes, it has been a long time since horse has seen the light of day. Speaking of which, when did we get the other horse for the cart?
No.
No.
Yeah.
You just have the surviving horse of the cart and the one you arrived on.
Yeah, let's take care of the horses for a moment. Kind of nudging with the head against the door.
I just like how she's not. She's probably not even picking up on it.
You can almost hear the neck crack on the Cornelius, as in a hint.
There we go.
Oh god. So, I was wondering, do Kurgats even know why we're here?
I don't believe so. I've not openly discussed it.
Yeah, you should probably be have somewhat idea of what his idea of the whole situation is. I'm not saying we can't trust him, but it might get somewhat interesting for him when he suddenly finds out what we're actually doing here.
True.
Tolkien is already in on this. Kurgatz, it could be unnecessarily messy for him.
Just pointing out, this one, one night stand material. This one, boyfriend material. This one knows what we're doing. I'm not suggesting, I'm just implying. This one, no future. This one, maybe future.
I'm just saying that you might at some point either you're gonna have to cut this off at some point before it gets further into this, or you're gonna have to involve him in this. I can't tell you what exactly the consequence of either action is going to be. It's just a decision you're gonna have to make.
Understood.
Now here's a rubber. Always wear it.
Well, it's actually nice to have someone to talk to who just agrees with you on something. It doesn't make a big discussion about it.
Well, it makes perfect sense. I mean, we did, after all, while we did come from the slums, he has not been with us for the longest time, and, well, he didn't seem to speak up much during the talk of politics, so I think it's safe to say he's not on either side. But I certainly can talk to him about the situation currently here in Raxis and what we're trying to accomplish.
Yes, well, just make sure that you also just make it in a place where you can openly talk about it.
Of course.
But I'll leave it to your discretion as to when and how.
All right.
Well, and with that, I think I will be heading towards bed. Good night, Castalia.
Good night, Cornelius. Sleep well.
You as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, just start walking in.
Dragonborn watching you.
What are the rest of you lot doing?
I'm cooking dinner. Anyone want to actually eat?
Well, we just sort of hand wave that stuff because we don't really need to get into details. If you want
Unless
to,
you're
I thought
making
we'd already done that
Place
bit.
to treat you.
Yeah. Well, it's a late night
I thought-
snack. You can have a late night snack if you want to.
Uh-oh. Was that another knock on the door?
What? No, that was
No.
me accidentally knocking something against the table.
Oh, because I was
Okay.
gonna go get the door, but apparently I can't move my token.
can you not?
I can move. Congrats though.
Oh yeah, because this was a fake token, but I just brought out whenever you showed up
Yes,
one
so
time.
Also, I can't move Malgrin either.
Yep,
No, it's
because
fake.
it's a fake Malgurn.
But
It's
for
a
some reason,
There's
I
a real
have
one.
control over this.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one we used back in the house.
Yeah, there we
No,
go.
no. This one was back when I just pulled it out of assets instead of from Bashit.
Oh, I still can't move that one. How about I make one?
Weird, because that is
Or just have
I dragged that one
Yeah,
literally
I
off
can't
your
move.
sheet.
Yeah, I can't move.
Yeah, that one works. Okay.
20.
Yeah. For a second there, Lorna was proud of her master. Or the person who's supposedly there. There's two of them. He's right.
Yeah. I finally learned the art of illusion.
I mean, the displacement cloak is a thing that exists.
But it's just that it's that shitty Ben Drown Malgurn. It's not quite the real Malgurn.
It looks like a kid's. It looks like a Malgurn's doodle of Malgurn.
Yeah.
Really big, strong nose and a fluffy beard. So much beard. Eyes kind of afterthought. Why are they lopsided? I don't fucking care. Look at the beard.
I just need to make a Captain Caveman token.
Pretty much.
See, if you were going for a beard, you play a wizard.
Oh shit! I just remembered something.
Speaking of wizard,
Malgern, your drinking competition. What time is it? It's today.
I don't have a watch or a clock or don't look at me.
Oh yeah, we forgot about the drinking competition. We could say it's tomorrow if you guys want. Because this has been a not in any important resource intensive way, but it has been a busy night. If you want to get anything done in the morning. For one thing, the invitations do say formal dress.
Oh fuck.
Yes, Castalia looks at her workman's clothes with her burn marks and singes.
And at my dancing girl outfit.
Cannot be described as formal, no.
Yes,
Not
it can.
in these regions, anyway.
I was gonna take on the dancing outfit.
And at Malgern's outfit.
He's not
Wait,
formal
I'm
at
going.
all.
Oh,
He's barely formed.
It's more malformed.
More importantly is you should look over at this.
Oh.
This may be your problem.
so I walk up to Cornelius after that, and
Yeah, he doesn't say that out loud, no.
yeah,
He's not dumb enough to
yeah,
read.
you better not have.
That is indeed a peak dwarf.
So, shall we jump to the drinking contest then?
Certainly.
Who all is participating?
Zazu will participate.
Oh, this
It's
should
not
be
mandatory at this point. Yes.
There is-
I leave all valuables and weaponry at home.
Well, you're in a friendly bar at least.
That's not necessarily a help when the kobolds get involved.
I may die in this drinking competition, so I leave all my earthly possessions to Wolfgang.
Well, actually, Orbison would be awake for this. He would take part.
No.
Slow,
You can do it.
Slowly the Foam Crown Hammer is building up with guests. Some of them you can just eye immediately. Those are the drinkers. Specifically, you see one very large dwarf covered in metal that has been roughly beaten into armor shape. He's got thick gold rings hanging from his beard. He looks like everything you aspired to be at one point, Malgern, but not as handsome, in your opinion.
So how am I feeling about this?
It's up to you. I'm not
Sizing
deciding
up
your
the
fucking
company.
emotions.
Oh, okay. I was like, does he look? Okay. I guess, yeah. That would make sense.
Also, looking like a strong contender is, at first you think it's a wild beast, but it's walking on 2 feet. It's a large tiger pattern tabaxi. He stands 8 foot tall. He is just slightly shorter than Congrats. And he is broad. Next up is a hobgoblin woman. Who, honestly, not getting a lot of looks.
Probably due to a necklace made out of eyeballs.
It's an interesting hobgoblin token.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that hobgoblin token.
Yeah. Because it's really fucking hard to find hobgoblin women tokens. Really fucking hard, you've no idea.
It is.
It's a Pathfinder token, isn't it?
There is a perfectly normal guy also taking part.
There's a just perfectly normal guy.
Oh, they've expanded.
I love that that's become the John Everyman token.
Yep. And also one of the kind of obvious working girls, who is sitting down with a large grin on her face. Looks a little bit elvish. Could just be good makeup. There is an expectancy as you wait, as the applicants are being lined up, and you guys have to sign yourselves on who is going to compete.
Well, she kind of looks elven, so I guess I'll sit at this side of the bar, away from the out. No.
Well, no, this is just who's competing.
Yeah.
And then they'll
So is
pair
that a
off.
fee for competing?
5 gold in.
You got it.
If everybody was leaving, I would have left two to watch this.
Cornelius
I have
is
a
not
feeling-
watching this. He is not gonna be your carriage home.
Coward.
You're gonna have to deal with it yourself for once. I'm not carrying you home on the disc.
Cornelius could always try out himself.
Come on, Corn.
Because of how useless the party is for Constitution, this special game does not rely on that.
Fuck, I have an 18 in Constitution. I thought I had this.
I have a 16, so I mean, I could have also had this if I wanted.
But you're
that bad.
Yep. But having a big Constitution right now doesn't matter as much as intelligence. Not the stat, but what you're gonna do.
But I can see, divorcing it from your character sheets makes it more fair.
And yeah, the foam crown hammer has been remodeled a little bit for this year. There is actually something filling the middle aisle. The table. Many zigzag chairs. A lot of tankards and flagons have been set up. Several kegs have been rolled out on either side, right up to the roof. 5 gold in.
Alright.
Yep.
I've already deducted it from my character sheet. Let's do this.
Is that it?
Wow, just me and the kobolds. You
Zazul's
guys
paid
suck.
up as well. Zazul's ready for this. We got this team.
Come on,
Team,
Drew.
as you look at your one fellow.
I will pay 5. Oh, never mind. I don't have another 5 gold. Damn it! I was gonna say I'll pay 5 gold if the troop comes.
We are not encouraging minors at this point.
You have to
Come
remember
on,
to go to your.
Cornelius, let's go watch.
You have to remember to go to your local wizard bank to make a withdrawal sometime.
Yeah, come on, Cornelius. Your wife wants to watch. Get over
Hey,
here.
hang on a second. You actually do. Mount Gurn does have money. We got 600 gold last time from the church each.
Oh, oh, that was each. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just add that.
Congrats decides he'll take part.
You have plenty of gold.
I thought that was like party wide, and nobody.
No.
We didn't divide it up, so I just didn't add any.
Let's see.
In that case, yeah, if Droop wants to play, I'll pay.
No, he's not.
No. No good.
Wise choice. A smart choice.
Do you want to watch, Drew?
Congrats, eyes, but Tabaxi as he sits in place. So,
So I asked Group, do you want to go watch?
Sounds fun. It's a game.
Alright, let's go.
And then Cornelius realizing, wait, who's taking care of the cat then?
I couldn't move the token, so I guess it's fine.
Are you bringing the fucking cat into the inn?
I would hope
I
not.
would've-
That's not gonna
I
go
wouldn't-
well.
I would think not.
I mean,
No.
you could probably leave Wolfgang at home to look after it.
Okay.
Because he's not going to be much use in the drinking contest.
No, I was expecting to use him afterwards to drag me home.
I'll put Pufflesworth in my room just in case.
So he goes stir crazy instead of just bored.
Yeah.
No, I have his toys.
Let me just drug him. There we go.
You also have a nice feather bed that he could rip up, you know.
No, I don't.
We saw what he does with. I mean, you don't have pillows in there. We saw what he did with pillows at the one end.
Yeah, but we got all of his actual toys.
Alrighty. Those who aren't competing with their character, pick one of the opponent characters.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'll pick the hobgoblin lady.
I'll pick the lady.
Alright, both the ladies are ringers. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Pio's
Castalia?
probably like, crap, I was gonna pick a lady.
I'm gonna take the dwarf.
Alright, you take the dwarf. So, yes, you pay in your 5 gold. The crowd are sort of it's a nice little steady murmur of interest as they're whispering about who's the bet to be on, who's looking the favorite. Obviously, money's going towards the dwarves until they hear the host on him. And just so there's no unfair racial advantage, the dwarves will be drinking from my own special supply. Potent enough, but it should just compare to what the rest of you are chugging down, alright?
Oh, that's not fair, man.
In a way, it's
You're
even
getting-
more fair.
You're getting high quality booze for 5 gold, as much as you can drink. Why are you complaining?
Yep.
Exactly.
Okay, that's okay. That's fair.
Now,
If you really want, I can give you some death wine.
how this
Oh, do
works
you have
simply.
it?
How this works simply
Yeah, he
is
has it
Who
now,
has
yeah.
the death wine?
this
Oh
is
no,
a
Sasu's gonna spike the competition.
This is about getting the highest amount of points you can, okay? Every round of uninterrupted drinking, you get 2 points. And then you will have to roll a check against the amount of points you have.
Mm-hmm.
However, you can use an action to hobble an opponent, to be sneaky, to cheat, to do other things. There will be rolls for those, and they will affect whatever you do. However, those are very freeform. So if you want, for example, to swap out your opponent's flag with an empty one, they'll get pissed at you next round, but you've also stalled their points. And it's just the points that win, okay?
All right.
You can use the gamut of your abilities. For the sake of the ringers, just come up with whatever you like. Think about what they are. The hobgoblin woman looks like a profound martial artist. The dwarf is a big fucking lump of a dwarf. He looks like he hasn't been fully finished out of the forge. And the working girl, well, they have lots of tricks, don't they? It's kind of their business. So, let's divvy out our opponents here. It'll be rounds of, well, 3 people. Let's see here. And do a few rolls. And Congrats gets Orbinson, who is not fancying his chances.
I can't help but notice they shoved the 2 dwarfs at the same time.
Yep.
Feel profiled here.
Also, I'm gonna.
Uh-oh, now I'm with the dwarves and Zarzul. I don't like that.
Yeah, here we go. You're basically each at a table of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
So these are the people you can hobble and annoy.
Yep.
Is there only 8 people? I thought there was more.
The other dude looks at the big guys and the 2 dwarves and doesn't fancy his chances.
Yeah.
Is Castalia playing?
Yep, she's the
Yeah.
dwarf.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, she's,
I just saw her
she's
token with
playing,
the other
but
ones and I was
her
confused.
character isn't
Yeah.
playing.
So, we will be doing initiative, however. Just to see what order this sort of things happen, so let's go for it. Just roll your own token.
You might want to actually click on my token.
So here's the thing. You decide what you're going to do first. And then we go for it. So you may have a plan for your opponent, but they may also hobble you beforehand. I think we're already there. Okay then. We're top of a round. The flagons are put down. They are frothy and foaming. They are pretty big. To a dwarf, they're nothing. To a kobold, they're basically his torso. You were going to piss like a racehorse, Zarzul.
Yep, don't worry. I have plans. They're not good. They
So-
may not even help me, but they're planned.
So we start with a working girl. Are you just drinking, or are you going to do something?
At the moment, she's just drinking. She wants to see what everybody else does.
Alrighty. Hobgoblin woman, the profound martial artist. You're looking at your table
Yes.
of pretty big guys. And Orbinson.
Yeah. She figures she's gotta make sure that one of the big guys is gonna get too big of a lead. So as soon as everyone starts taking the tankards up, she's going to, with the tabaxi, do a quick movement of her hands to kind of push his tankard so most of it goes into his face, and then quickly pretend she's just drinking. Nothing has happened.
Alright, jostle his tankard.
Mm-hmm.
Dexterity plus 3, so just a d20 plus 3. He gets a strength check. But he's at disadvantage because he's just going to chug. Still beats... well, no, you're a plus 3, so yeah. So you have a hobgoblin woman tilts up her tankard, jabs with the elbow a little bit, and just... He has to bring it out a fair bit for dramatics, and it just splashes all over him. He's now a damp cat. The only downside is, he's not any smaller. Unlike other cats when you get them wet. This guy's still the same size. And he's staring fucking daggers at the hobwoman.
She smiles.
Zarzulay.
Okay, Zazu's going to try and distract the working woman by pointing out a guy at the bar who looks semi-interested in her. And while this is going on, he's going to switch. Yes, we're going there. We're going to switch him, tankard, with Malgern's.
That's going to be a deception. Well, let's see here. See, you're trying to do two things at once here, but let's have a think. We'll go... Which do you think you're strongest at? I mean, the deception is vital, so roll that one.
Deception.
To see if you're able to distract her.
8.
She's not a great working girl, so it's only a plus 3 for her on charisma. Well, plus 2, correct. That's proficiency, though. So there's your roll, Rena.
1d20 plus
3.
3.
Damn it. Oh well.
There's a glance at the kobold that she just tilts the tankard up further. Zarzul gets 1 point. Because he got busy there. Malgern. You just gonna chug, or you gonna try and do something?
Now, I don't know if this would further my goal here, but can I do the ultimate power move where I reach across the table, take his tankard, and drink it?
Yes.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. That'll be an athletics check. It's an opposed one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
Pio,
want to reach across.
it's a d20 plus 10.
Fuck off! I was close.
You reach each other. Most of yours, whenever there's resistance, there's a little bit of a splashing, but he just doesn't let go and he just fucking stares you right down. In fact, as you're still trying to grab it, he pulls it and starts drinking it while you're holding. He clamps onto your hand with his other hand. As a result, you get 1 point. He gets 2. Congrats at Orbison, just drink. Castalia.
How many points do I have now?
Yeah, you just got the 2. Castalia, anything from the dwarf?
No, he just drank.
Are
Yeah,
you
he just drinks in.
points? I keep track of my own points.
And now, we're gonna do it again. Initiatives. So there's no checks right now because it's 2 fucking points, and we don't want anyone going out on an unlucky one.
Are you saying that I couldn't manage it?
I'm saying that roll 20 will do it.
I was gonna say, yeah. Because even though she had a plus 10, she was only 3 higher than my athletics.
Like, let's look at Malgern here, who just rolled a 2 on a d20. Alright.
Yeah, my initiative's not that great.
Yep. Oh, working... let's see. Yeah, working girl again. It's top of a round.
Yep. And I'm just going to flat out drink again.
You're just aiming the drink, okay. Dwarf. You've got advantage on anything you want to do to get back at the other dwarf.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, because you tried to hobble them. Although, don't forget, if they do something to you, you get advantage against them.
Okay.
The circle of spite continues.
Oh, Circle of Spite, good Steam name.
Can I intimidate Malgern?
Yes. You can, but how are you doing it? Like, it's most important on what sort of action are you going to do.
I'm going to glare at him and insult his honor for trying to take another dwarf's ale. There's a contest and there's lines you don't cross.
You are being insulted in an oath that resonates with your entire race, Malgar, and you tried to fuck with someone else's drink. So intimidation, simple. D20 plus 2, but you got advantage.
Okay, so I do is it 2d20?
2d20 plus 2.
Chose both.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
2d20?
So, well,
Advantage.
yeah, but 14 is results she's
Oh,
got there.
Oh, I see, okay. Yeah.
Malgern, what are you doing to withstand this? Are you just going to try and ignore it, or are you going to drown yourself in booze?
Well, seeing as I've pretty much failed at almost everything, and my father's already given me this shit.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true. You got
unfazed.
disadvantage on the save.
Oh, god damn it. I was like, I'm unfazed. I hear this shit every day.
Yeah, okay, then you get a straight roll for, let's say, just straight up wisdom. You ignore it
Hey.
because this is your daily fucking life. This is the background audio you have grown up with.
My father
I'm
couldn't
very
possibly
worse
eat
for my
one point.
father.
But it does put the dwarves even unless Zarzul does something to hobble them.
He wouldn't mess with his friend, would he? Oh yeah, we're not friends. Fuck.
Yeah.
Zazul's interested in Malgur's drink. What does the bitter stuff taste like? He's gonna swap with Malgur.
Roll a sleight
Now,
of
if I-
hand.
If I see him doing this, can I allow this?
It depends here.
Yeah.
Because you're currently that's the thing though. Your
Yeah.
action was to double down and just focus on the booze. So you're kind of
That's
shutting
true,
everything
yeah.
out.
That's true.
That's the trick. You see, you got to think about it in sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, he managed to slide out your tankard of potent shit for his.
Okay.
Zarzul, you now have 3 points. Well, you got 3 points this round.
Okay.
Yep. Because you chugged the bigger one. However, as you down it, that was a mistake. That was a really bad idea. You've had all kinds of caustic shit in you before. This is so much worse. This is like whenever you tried to be a dragon and breathe fire, but in reverse. This isn't fluid, it's too heavy for that. This is meant to stop a dwarf, and you are a skinny kobold.
You want a spoon?
Like, they have stomachs of stone that grind shit up and pulp. You don't have that.
Stomach, baby.
Malgurn, you now have a shitty drink in your hand, and you're just you're just intending to chug it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chug it. I got the weaker drink. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
drink.
Still counts, though,
Yeah.
for 1. So you're on 2 points. You're currently the one dragging behind this table.
I know.
Alright, Hobwoman.
Well, while drinking her lake, it's gonna go all the way up the thigh of Kurgast and all the way up. Way up. Slowly, just as he begins to drink. And she's gonna look at him
Liquor lips.
Let's see,
while
Vince.
drinking.
Somehow.
I'll be charisma with her. That's a d20 plus 1.
Hobgoblins, not the most charismatic phrases.
15.
Not this one. Oh, but Congrats fails. It stumbles out of his hand, jostles his drink. He doesn't look pleased. He looks very pissed at the hobgoblin, who is just making enemies at this table. Let's see, I forgot to add the points for these two. However, Tabaxi.
How many points does the hobgoblin woman have at this point?
At the moment, she has 2. She'd only have 1, actually, because she... Yeah, I should fix that there. There we go. She's at 1 point because, used her action to hobble someone else. Tabaxi? Tabaxi didn't like getting splashed. He just fucking boots her chair leg. And he's got advantage on that as well. So... Yeah, she's a D20 plus 4. So she's got to beat 22.
2.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Fucking face plants. The chair is just booted like half a foot behind her, and she just loses balance for a second, clacks her chin against the table, and ends up upending her drink. He happily purrs as he sips. But she doesn't get a point this round.
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I just... I wish I could just randomize this. Oh, hang on. We'll just do this for fun. There we go. We'll do it alphabetically this time. Hobwoman's turn. Meanwhile, Orbison just drinks. He's trying to be very quiet at this table of very big people.
Well, this time the hobgoblin no one sees behind point is getting up from the table and is going to not only take her own drink and drink it as fast as possible, but also going to try to take Orbinson's and drink and chug it as quickly as possible.
That's a strength check. For both of them, it's +1.
How is she so weak?
She's a monk. She's a martial artist. Yeah.
God.
Orbison has had everything taken away from him in the last few days. Not today. Not this time. Not this time.
Not today, motherfucker.
He managed to keep it, and we'll deal with that next time. Malgern. What are you doing?
So let's see. If I look over, can I notice that Zarzul now has my drink?
You can see that there is a bigger flagon, which should have been in your hands. It's now empty.
Oh, it's now empty. Okay.
Yeah, he drank that last round, and he looks at his eyes are popping out.
In that case, I'm just gonna drink, and I'm just gonna stare down the dwarf across the table as I do so.
Okay, so you're not trying to hobble anything. You're just gonna drink this time.
Nope, I'm just gonna drink.
Zarzul.
I'm just going to sit in for a long game, and I'll just drink. Let's do this. Let's get serious.
I think you messed up the long game by stealing my drink.
Hey, got me an extra point. Do we start having to roll con checks yet?
Other dwarf.
I'm gonna drink and return the stare.
It's weird because they're staring through, like, luckily for glass bottom tankards, so as they drink down they can see each other again. They continue to stare. Alright.
Working are peering at the bottom of the glass.
Working girl.
Well, the working girl is now aware that Zarzul has drunk the other one and is probably more than a bit tipsy, so she tries to steal his drink to finish it off with hers.
Okay. That'll be a strength check. Zarzul, you're at disadvantage. Because you drank the dwarf drink. So let's see, for working girl, that's a +1 for her.
It might help if I actually hit plus.
Effortlessly. Like, you just lean across, smile sweetly, And as he's just, he's trying to build in his breath to get ready to down this thing, it's just taken out of his hand. In a way, Zarzul, you're almost thankful.
My drink.
Working Girl's doing well here.
I was gonna say, how many points do I got now?
Yeah, you got 3 points there for downing your drink and his drink. It's all about the small +1 and -1 bonuses here. Zarzul's back and forth, man. This is a poor showing, this left table.
Shut up.
Let's see here. Congrats.
It's a contest of honor.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have none. I mean, what?
Congrats tries to focus on what's left in his tankards, so he gets a minor point. Let's see here. Let's start off with... Okay, now it's time to start your checks. D20s, everyone. You've got to beat your point value. Just straight D20. Zarzul, you're still at disadvantage on yours. Zarzul is out!
Rip.
And Rain's already getting ready to go get him.
That was quick.
You hiccup a few times as you just tip up your empty hand against your snout, and then you just slowly sort of settle in, a little wiggle of the shoulder, and just rest your head on the table. You're not horribly blackout drunk, it's a little much. You've just weighed down so much, it's time for a nap. Poor Zarzul.
This is surprising, but no, it's not.
On the bright side, there's a tabaxi dude who doesn't have someone controlling him, so you're still in the game. Alright, let's joss us around a bit. Alright, we're starting off with Dwarf. Booze or blood?
Now, do I have to hamper just one opponent, or can I try and hamper both at the same time?
Depends on what you're trying to do.
You gotta sell them on it.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough check. Because when you're hampering two opponents, there's two opponents who are resisting you.
That is true.
Yeah.
Still, he's a bold dwarf, so I'm gonna go with he's just straight up gonna be going bravado. Beer stroking, clenching the mug, like he's got this. It's already over.
So you're going for an intimidation.
Yeah.
Alright, D20 plus 2.
Alright.
Neither of them can lose. Well, Malgurn can. Working Girl can't. Yeah.
The beard is stroked, but
the problem is you're too busy doing your own little self-grooming to really focus on the mug.
Yeah.
You get a little too into it.
Boom.
The weird thing is, it still doesn't do anything to a fucking beard. It's a mess.
Doesn't even look any different. You're just like, what the fuck did I just do?
You need to roll max on tangles too.
Yep. Malgurn.
Is there still a drink in front of Zarzul?
No, that was actually, well, probably one set down at the beginning of a round just as he was laying his snout on the table.
And I try to take that one and drink it as well.
Yeah, it's basically a chaser. There's no opposition right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the drink that was left for Zarzul, because he isn't going to need it.
Yep.
I'll drink mine and his.
Alright, so for now, that's 3 points you get. No points for the other dwarf. Working Girl.
I just try to drink it straight.
Alrighty. You're just going for another 2-pointer. She's currently in the lead.
Yep.
This is disgusting.
Tabaxi.
Okay, the Tabaxi, seeing how weak this hobgoblin lady is just gonna take her drink away and drink it. On its own.
Just gonna eye her down and just be a cat.
Yep.
D20 plus
Mine.
5.
No, if he was a cat, he would just knock the drink on the floor.
Now, plus 5, so 14. Hobwoman,
Can she try and dodge instead?
do you want to try and dodge it?
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Sounds more like her thing.
it's a disadvantage though because you're dodging with a tankard full of fluid. So it's a disadvantage plus 4 or normal roll plus 1.
Yeah, gotta go for the +4. Sounds like there's a bigger chance.
You do it.
Yeah.
Yep. She just manages to sweep it quickly out of your hand, and man, that's a bit offensive for a cat to be outdone like that. What the hell? The eyes widen a bit as he looks down, you know, it's like the foxtail thing. It's suddenly out of his vision. What the hell? But you don't spill any of your drink, Hobwoman.
Yep.
Speaking of, next up, well, in this case, actually going to be Congrats. Congrats drinks. He's going to make up for this. Alright, Hobwoman.
Yeah, she's just gonna look at the tabaxi and smugly drink her drink that was trying to be taken out of her hands.
Orbinson is going to make use of the opportunity that the tabaxi overextended himself to try and sneak the drink. Using sleight of hand. Not good. Tabaxi, it's a d20 plus 2, because he's doing his perception.
Uh-oh.
Very predatory look, and Orbinson fucking recoils. But he gives a very slight little Tuscan smile. It's alright, it's okay, good boy, it's fine. Alright, Tabaxi. Oh, actually, let's see. Let me double check the point values here. And we'll have checks now. Yeah, so let's see. Tabaxi. Very easy. You shouldn't worry too much. Let's see.
So is this just a straight 20?
It's a straight 20. Unless you do something that helps your roll.
Oh no!
Working girl is out. There's just this cacophonous belch out of her, completely undignified, but she carries it off like a lady. She had 9 points.
Yeah,
Oh no!
She's still in the lead.
Yep.
I am so glad I kept trying to do things.
Yep, you managed to just break equal there, Pio. What fucking roll lows? Or low rolls?
Yeah.
It was fitting, though, that the kobold was first out.
All because he went too big. As an example of things you could do, think about, what about ordering a bread basket and showing off? Line the stomach, pat it out. But anyway, Tabaxi. You currently have advantage on anything you want to do to Orbinson.
I'm gonna reach over and take Orbinson's drink. Drink mine, drink his.
He is going to try and copy what the Hobgoblin did, of trying to just evade. So you're a +5, he's a +2. And you've got a second roll as well, but I'm pretty sure... Oh! Maybe not. Let's see. What's your second D20 roll?
Yeah.
Orbinson just managed to keep... He's looking at this fucking tiger reaching over with these big clawed paws coming towards him. He just manages to recoil enough in his natural way.
His house has been burned down. He will not lose again.
But as you're reaching for it, he's sipping at it. He is trying to chug it while hiding it from you. But you still get a point. For now. Let's see if someone else hobbles you. Dwarf.
I'm going to be reflective. That foul play seems to not be working, and instead working on steeling myself. To better take more alcohol.
Hmm.
It's not about how much you drink, you just have to drink longer than everyone else.
Roll a d20 plus 4. As you're just preparing your body, and that beats the check. Which in this case would have been double your alcohol points. So yeah, you stomp that, you'll have advantage on your next check.
Nice.
But you only get 1 point this round for now. Cornelius.
That's fine.
Yeah, Hobgoblin lady is just gonna keep drinking. She needs to catch up.
Trying to focus on her booze, okay. Malgern. There are no more free drinks by the kobold right now.
I know.
I mean, you could squeeze him out.
There'll be free drinks by the working girl, maybe.
It's true, she is out. I forgot the mark.
Well, no, but didn't she drink her? Didn't she drink her
No,
last
I
round?
No,
was out at the beginning of the.
Yeah, she went out the previous bit.
Okay, then I'm gonna reach across the table, grab her drink, drink them both while staring at the other dwarf.
Alright, that's 3 points. Rain, who gives a fuck, you're out. Tabaxi.
Wow.
Well, I mean, tell you what, you can be Orbinson then. For next round.
Oh boy.
Oh well.
Orbinson is just drinking.
Yeah, the Tabaxi is just going to be drinking as well. This hasn't been going well. A small one getting away.
What can the Catman do? There we go. Congrats will also be drinking. Let's see here. So, jostle things up. Everyone do your checks.
Okay, and I get to.
Fuck.
Oh well. Never mind. Tabaxi down.
Yeah, let's take a look here. There's some damage now.
Yeah, I think the Hobgoblin is out now.
Let's see.
1 point.
Cornelius. Yep, the Hobgoblin is out. She's just a little bit of a burp and it's just sagging down in her chair. Malgern, you're still in? Because...
Oh, okay.
well... it's not going great for you.
Yeah.
Like, I think, yeah, you're only up to 7 points.
Okay.
Let's see here. PO's fine. As is Orbinson.
How about Zarzul?
Yeah,
That's-
Tabaxi's fine.
A 5.
Yeah.
The Tabaxi.
He's been doing a lot of interrupting drinking lately. Because Cornelius' real dick is a hobwoman. Like, he's been busy trying to steal drinks. Alrighty, top of a round. Do you want to have congrats, Cornelius?
Nah, you can do
Alrighty.
an idea of what he will do.
Well, it's a drinking contest. The ugly side comes out in everyone. Malgern.
Seeing as there's no more drinks to steal, I'm kind of motioning around to the people bringing the drinks. Like, what? You're bringing me one at a time? Come on, two.
Roll intimidation. As you're trying to just demand more service.
Yeah.
There are two drinks in front of you. But it's a puny human drink, so it's going to be plus 3 points this time.
I'm disgusted that they brought me a human drink.
Well, you terrified them.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah. Tabaxi.
Just gonna drink.
Other dwarf. Pio?
I'm gonna just straight drink.
Okay, just drink. You still have advantage on your check next time. Because you haven't done anything to interrupt it, is the basic thing. Orbinson.
Orbinson is finally going to get a little bit gutsy. And he's going to try to smack the Tabaxi's drink away from him, and preferably spill it all over Congrats.
No, Congrats is his
He's
buddy.
drunk now, so
Yeah, he is.
yeah, no.
He's an angry drunk, he's a bitter drunk for obvious reasons.
Yep.
D20 plus 1.
Back in my own house.
Nice.
Tabaxi, it's a dex check for you, so it's a D20 minus 1. He's a big guy.
Okay. Sure. Let's do this.
18, it was close. It was really close.
Yeah.
But it's, once again, it's a fucking familiar moment. It's just like a Monday. The tankard is smashed out. It splashes Congrats, who gets kind of a bonus point because it was refilling his mug. But the Tabaxi gets nothing this round. Except pure fury. You get advantage on any...
He probably would apologize to Congrats too. Sorry. Look.
Sorry, mate. Alrighty. Let's jostle this up again. Do your checks, everybody.
Okay.
Congrats is still in. Let's see here. Tabaxi is still in. Malgern, you just made it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got 2 points left round.
Pio easily in.
Yeah, it's always that first roll, though.
Yeah, the first roll would have had you out. Then Orbison's still in. Alrighty. Top of round, we're going to start with Tabaxi.
Okay. Tabaxi's annoyed. He's going to try and take that drink again to drink both.
Orbison, what are you doing in response? So it's a D20 plus 5 for you, Zarzul, with two rolls.
That's...
You've got a second roll. There we go, 15. 15's good. You got a +1 and a +2 to decide with.
I am going to try to... I'm just trying to keep it.
Alright. +1.
My drink.
Orbison will not be denied tonight.
He's gonna win.
Like, you gotta understand, this Tabaxi is the same sort of size as Congrats. He is a mighty warrior. And Orbison is a skinny, lean, half-orc pauper. And he's keeping his drink. It's like a cornered rat.
And now the entire crowd is so confused.
Yep. They're really confused. That's 1 point for the Tabaxi. Malgern.
I am disgusted that they gave me a human drink. I just throw the human-sized tankard back at the kitchen and be like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Another drink. Dwarf drink.
Gonna go for another intimidation?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Worked out first.
Yeah, you get another dwarf drink in front of you this time.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Potentially 4 points. Let's see. Cornelius is out completely. Orbinson.
Orbinson is going to try to smack the Tabaxi's drink up in his face. He tried to steal my drink.
Getting rude over there at the other table.
Well, how many times have people tried to steal Orbinson's drink tonight?
It's fair play, at least.
Okay, so
20 plus 1.
Good.
oh, alright, so 1d20 plus 1.
Yep,
Ooh, that's a bad one.
that's bad.
Yeah.
But he's a -1.
Well, do I get do I get a bonus because he just tried to screw me?
No, that kicks in
I don't
next
need a
round.
bonus.
That kicks in next round. The advantage.
Yeah, you don't need it though.
You don't need
Yeah,
to
don't
know
do
this
it at
once
all.
again. The tabaxi raise it up and then just fucking jaw. Like, Orbison just lunges across and smacks it. It's like you're telling a cat to get down. And the tabaxi is just
That
fucking
poor Tabaxi.
flabbergasted because he is a. Like, these two just met at work. He is an arena champion. And this fucker's just fucking schooling him of no, bad kitty. No points from a tabaxi again. Congrats just steals himself. He just braces himself for the next rounds. Did we do dwarf? I don't think we did. Because we started
No,
with tabaxi, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna steal myself again.
Okay. 1 point.
all intimidated by the dwarf that had 2 mugs now of dwarf ale.
I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Everyone do your checks.
Alright, that's my advantage.
Yep. It's the last time you're getting advantage. Well, no, actually, you're stealing yourself again, so yeah.
See,
Yes!
Oh,
Malgern, you drink them down. You stand up proud as you just pour them down onto your face from
I'm
full
doing 2 to
outstretched
his
arms.
1. I'm on top of the world, and
And then you just keep leaning back, and then fucking bong. But you're still currently leading. Congrats has no bother there.
super salty. If it wasn't a 1, it wouldn't have hurt so bad. But fuck.
People are quick. A couple of the staff are quickly moving people around, and now we've got one table of hard drinkers.
Oh man, if I was conscious, I would totally be like, nobody can touch the fucking dwarf. But I'm not.
You're fucking out of it, man. You had 14 points.
Yeah, that's what I get for doubling my drinking.
what points is Orbitson out now? Come to think of it,
Orbison is at 7.
he's doing pretty darn good.
Get on my unconscious level, you turd.
Orbison just might win.
Dwarf is on 9. Tabaxi is on 8. Congrats is on 11.
What was I, 14?
Yep.
Yep, 14.
It's okay.
Starzul was on 4. Working Girl was on 9. And Hob was on 7.
Yep.
Starzul was on 4. Is anybody surprised?
So, we're going to start off with Orbison.
Well, now he's staring down a big burly dwarf.
He's
he
staring
just
down...
kinda
Like, he
steals
is the
himself.
smallest guy at this table by a wide margin.
Yeah, he's just stealing himself for the check.
He's 6'1", but oh man, is he small. Everyone's at least twice or 3 times the breadth of him. Alright, so he's stealing himself. Dwarf. Lou? You?
Lou.
Yeah, dwarf.
Ah, it's gonna be a straight drink.
Straight drink. Okay. Tabaxi.
Actually, he's gonna guard his drink and drink it. He's had enough of this.
Everyone just
This is over
chugs.
with.
It's like that moment where we're all deciding, yes, this is where the real game begins, as they all just quietly chug it all back. Everyone make your checks. P.O.
And I rolled 2 because I stealed, right?
Yep.
Tabaxi down.
Nope, I'm down.
Still advantage or no?
You're still at advantage, yeah.
Nope.
Everyone drops except Congrats. As they all stare at each other as they drink back their mugs, and then the only one that clatters down their tankard is the great brass-scaled Dragonborn, who stands up and just fucking roars. The windows reverberate, people are slightly terrified for a moment, and then he just settles down. Good time. We're out of any kind of order. Everyone is slumped on the table except for Congrats. And there is resounding cheers and praise. I didn't think he'd win. So, what'd you guys think of the drinking game?
I got robbed.
You got brought by your own greed.
You went too big too quick.
Like I said, if it wasn't a 1, I wouldn't be salty, but fuck. It was a nat 1, man.
Rain turns to Cornelius. Well, looks like we need your floating disc.
Doesn't the floating disc
Congrats extend for a moment does the sportsman thing of extending his hand, but everyone's out fucking cold. So he just looks across
We
at
need it for Orbison.
he just looks across at the nerds who are standing there. Not bad, huh?
And give a wave.
And there's cheers and all as his name's announced as the winner. He even gets his name on the wall. There's a lot of names on that wall. It starts at the far end and is just starting to reach up to the bar now. There's also a bit of an issue because his name is one of the longest they've dealt with and it's hard to spell congrats. So he just steps across... I'll handle this and just etches his own in with a claw in Draconic. There we go. And he takes in his 80 gold prize money.
Well, meanwhile, Cornelius is just wondering. So it's about 360 pounds, and they are each.
Yeah, he's got calculations to do.
Yeah,
I think we might have to do something with Malgern. I think we can get Orbison and Zarzul on it, but I'm not sure if we can get much else.
Oh yeah, I'll handle him. It's fine.
Thank you.
Whew. Haven't tied one on like that for a while.
Sure, you can handle it.
I'm gonna see if I'll handle her later. Yeah.
Well then, give me just 10 minutes here. Give it the one to the.
I'm in no rush.
And then just adding one.
As Rain just artistically slides in Orbison and then drapes Zarzul over him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congrats.
I'll help carry him back.
Congrats leaning against the wall, sort of sliding down a little bit.
I'll help move her unconscious over to the disc and then offer a congrats to shoulder.
Yeah, he's just...
Gotta get
I mean, he
him
doesn't
onto
put
it.
his full weight on, but he does dangle the arm over. Turns out he's a romantic drunk. For those of you who can understand Draconic, there's quite a few sweet nothings.
Aww. And Rain does go, aww.
Mixed with a little intention of what he intends to do tonight.
And then she starts cackling.
Do you speak
He
Draconic?
could have met amnesia.
Question is, I forgot about this, does Castalia speak Draconic?
Nope.
And Rain knows exactly what's going to happen.
her.
So yeah, but
Cornelius is considering just putting down his hut down in the basement so he doesn't have to imagine the sounds that might be coming from the next door.
well, you imagine you'd know at least one of the sounds, considering his fucking victory roar. And yeah, a few bits and pieces slide in the comment of just he gets a little over over affection of just saying she's the best thing that's happened to him in years, that sort of thing.
Oh god.
Even he knows it's going a little bit far. Didn't mean to get aggroed with that elf guy. It's just I got a good thing now, and I don't really want to let it go right now.
to Cornelius, I just kind of go, I feel bad for the poor guy.
I mean, think about Castalia. She's having to deal with this, like, near 7-foot tall Dragonborn who is going in, rubbing the face. He's just clambering at her slightly.
Cornelius just looking a little bit nauseous and going, I think I'm gonna feel a bit bad about Castalia considering some of the things he said.
No, it was all very simple stuff. It's just he's gushing a little bit.
Yeah, but this is Cornelius.
True. But I'm just pointing out, he doesn't say anything ridiculous or outrageous. He's not going to say, I don't even need the feather, I want to use the whole fucking chicken. It's still... I mean, to you guys, it's stuff like he just wants to keep a hold of her all night long, that sort of thing. He wants to see the morning rise. He'll buff her horns if she wants.
I just kind of go, it's cute. It's puppy love. Don't you remember having a crush like that?
I like to imagine Cornelius just freezes for that moment as he realizes, no. Oh god.
And he just continues, he just keeps scribbling on to get Tensor's disc, maybe intensifying it a bit. Tack, 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 tack.
It's like a bit in fucking Venture Bros. I'm 35? I've never even kissed a girl. Just the realization.
She is actually going to... She is actually going to blink at him and go, you have had girlfriends, yeah?
He just silently keeps scribbling. I need to concentrate, Rain.
She blinks at him several times and goes, For real? You went
10
to
minutes.
college?
10 minutes casting
And
time.
and you didn't have a girlfriend?
There aren't exactly a lot of women at the men's wizardry college outside of Waterdeep.
Yes, but you go out.
I mean, if you want to fail your exams, sure.
No, that's not how this works. You don't need to study 100% of the time.
You're a full-grown man. You got out of the academy at what, 20?
That's just a pause in the scribbling and then just more intense scribbling, like this part of the chalk is breaking at the middle.
She is looking absolutely flabbergasted at him.
Not even a summer fling? Just something that you grab in the hot season?
Or not even a girlfriend, but a crush? You've had crushes, yes?
You must have had one on this beauty, as he just murmurs against Castalia.
Why would I do that?
Cornelius, you don't choose, you don't go, oh, I would like to have a crush on this person. It just transpires.
No, this is like more of a question to Coquette as to why he should have a crush against Castalia.
Beautiful,
Don't
look at
ask
her.
that. Don't answer that. Don't answer
He
that.
answers, he just says she's beautiful.
I guess, but... There's more to it than that for me.
Yeah, and you find that out after. First time she came in, I was stunned, but I didn't want to just be shallow in appearance, so... Now I'm enjoying these days where I can find out more. She's a blacksmith, she's a craftsman. It's beautiful.
Oh, heck.
And then she wears that dancer's outfit and...
Okay.
She's got
Back
a
to the other
beautiful
subject.
ass.
Back to the other subject. Something we
And
don't need to
there's the
hear.
disc. There's the disc. Come on, look them up.
And so you all head home. You get about 20 feet out of the bar before Kagratz clanks and stumbles back into the bar to grab Malgurn because he forgot. There's a resounding cheer as he enters in again and says, "Oh, no more." And he gets back. He's got Malgurn held by one leg, slung over the shoulder. Other arm over Castalia's. This was a good night. A good day and all. This was brilliant, Oachi. Which you would know as basically like it's calling, it's like a term of endearment. He's already started on pet names.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, at least he's a cute drunk.
Winner. You hear faintly from Orbinson. I kept it all. It's all mine. And then he brings his arms around Zarzul on top of him.
That's about right.
And then he becomes the big spoon.
Aww.
Poor Orvinson.
And you get back home. I didn't realize holy shit, this whole session has been one night.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know.
And yesterday was all one day too.
I know, but at least we're having fun. And yeah, as you enter your home, there's no surprise visits, no nothing, just Droop looking... Yeah, Droop would have come along, actually, but he's very quiet during the whole Cornelius bit. And he looks at Rain a few times, and he's still very quiet about it. Because he remembers the last time he asked about any kind of relationship thing with Rain. And his head still hurts sometimes.
On the way back, but when we're approaching the house, Rain would go, Cornelius, you've never even looked at somebody and thought they might be nice?
The thought just hadn't occurred.
How?
Well, it turns out certain academies castrate on entry. Keeps them focused.
But most of the times, the people you meet are only usually for beneficiary relationships. It has a tendency to set you on a certain path.
I've already done that bit, but at least I was having fun too.
I guess that's where we diverge.
You've met lots of people out and about doing adventuring things, and you've never gone, why golly gee, if I wasn't in this situation, I would consider them?
To be fair, his first time adventuring was in a complete sausage fest. The one lady walked away very quickly, and he has no idea what she's like.
You've
no.
never looked at a lady in a bar and gone, why golly gee, it'd be nice to at least bring her back with me in a room for a bit?
No.
Do you know what your special purpose is?
Casting fireball.
The power couple's resistant.
Cornelius, are you implying that you've never done anything before?
Graduated wizard college.
You know the thing I'm referring to that I don't want to say.
There's a reason they learn Mage Hand first.
And she's smirking. Trying to be serious, but she's smirking because that was
that's a
funny.
good one.
Yes, I have not been in an intimate relationship with another person.
She blinks several times and looks very confused.
That's fine. You've got every opportunity whenever you want to give it a go.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a difficult thing.
Just, for the
It doesn't
love
have to
of-
be a wife you wind up with. It could just be someone that means something to you.
I'm so confused.
Why is that so hard for you to believe?
Because it's just a thing that you do. You go out and you go, by golly gee, that looks like an interesting person.
Do I look like I'm the kind of person who goes out and meet other people? Parts of we have known each other.
As he scratches his neck beard.
I don't mean like going into bars and things. I mean, okay, I would presume you at least go to high society parties.
Castalia is very quiet during this portion. Just pointing that out.
Are they speaking in Draconic?
No, this is all in common.
No, we're drinking in normal, yeah. I'm talking in
It's a
normal.
conversation. Drinking normally.
This whole thing has been in common. You've heard the confirmation. Cornelius has never had a crush or been intimate with anyone.
Alright, and we're on the walk back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't find it unsurprising.
So that it's just, we're trying to help him.
How old is he?
24.
Yeah,
No, he's younger than I thought.
does he want help with this?
I mean, ask him in character.
It seems like he does, so why should I force it?
He has been basically just sitting in a room, always reading as such. He has never had any interest romantically.
Cornelius, have you not, like... You had to have gone to high society parties and at least met girls that would be more on your level. You've never once thought, why golly
I
gee,
have
she's
met
an interesting
ladies of-
person.
I have met ladies of high society, yes. On my level, no.
And you've never once gone, why golly gee, even if they were not on your level. And you've never once
No.
gone, golly gee, it would be lovely.
No.
I can't see him saying golly gee.
I can't either, but I'm more using that as just a filler. God, it's a
Who knew that the party together was the discussion on Cornelius' virginity?
Well, it's gonna be plot important. At some point, you'll have to interrupt the ritual, and we know who can be sacrificed. It's you or the kobold, man.
Cornelius, we need to get you into parties. We need to get you socializing.
And then finally, you arrive at home.
Well, I was supposed to say, did you say anything to what I said?
Yeah, that's
Go ahead.
Just a
Yeah.
response. I think you're making a bigger deal out of it than you need to be.
I'm not saying you've got.
Cornelius.
I'm not saying you've got to lie with someone or find your true love immediately. It's just nice to be with someone. It really helps.
Exactly. We're not saying that, you need to just go out and, have a wild party or something, but you
get someone you talk
need
to.
At least have somebody you can rely on. Yes, exactly.
Are we home now?
Not yet, and if you keep asking, I'm gonna turn around.
No, it's like because if you were at home, I was gonna crawl up the disc, kind of just waking up like.
Oh, you're not on the disc. You're on Congrats' shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. Don't listen to him, Cornelius. It's a trap.
Now you know this is good advice. If Malgern is suggesting this way, you know you have to go the other route.
It's gonna tie it down. You gotta live your own life.
We're not saying he has to get married. We're just saying that, maybe you might want to, get some acquaintances. Get some people you want to talk to in a more intimate setting.
So what you're
Zarzul?
saying is we need to get Cornelius some sunshine fever.
Zarzul, you feel nice and cozy.
Oh no.
No, I'm just saying, that's it. He just feels cozy with Orbison. It's just nice. You feel secure, like there's a stone wall around you.
Zazzle's used to sleeping in piles of people, or under walls, or wherever was warm amongst them.
It could always be worse. Yeah.
It doesn't have to go anywhere, but it just feels nice. And then, once you guys get inside the house, the conversation can still continue. Wolfgang steps over to pluck Zarzul out of the clutches of Orbison. Just, clamps down on the tail and just pulls him away. Dragging him back to the kitchen.
Shoving him underneath the nearest table.
Yep. And then splashing, and then, turning on the water, dipping his snout into it, and then splashing him with little flecks of drool.
Yeah. 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 Oh, that was nice.
Orbison
And now you
Rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Yeah.